Hello everyone, it is Vigi here today, and it has been a while. Man, I have not done these kinds of videos for almost one or several months now, actually. Now, why haven't I been doing them? I guess it's just because I haven't felt like doing it. I don't really know why, it's just like, whatever. Anyways, this is actually my second time trying to record this, because the first time, it went okay, and then I realized that the audio was all screwed up, and I was like, oh, that's an oof. So, anyways, our topic of today, I guess, is basically talking about how Hypixel has changed. Both positive and, well, negative ways. I think you know which side I'm more leaning towards, but, whatever. So, I have been on Hypixel for just over 4 years now. I think my 4-year anniversary was on the 5th of September, so like 5 days ago. So, I don't know, you get to see a lot of things when you've been here a while. Like, I remember when Blitz was the main game and the server only had like anywhere between 4 and 10,000 people. Now it's like, it gets 20,000 at like lowest low, what do you call it? It's the opposite of peak time. You get what I'm saying. But, and at peak time, we'll be getting, 60k people. I could not imagine that at the time. I really did not think Hypixel was ever going to get this big. But somehow it managed. It's just, boom, wow. All the other servers are just so much smaller compared to Hypixel. And it's kind of amazing how they did it as well. Basically, this all happened because of really two things. Number one, their innovation, and number two, their marketing, whatever. Okay, by innovation, you may be saying oh, didn't they just steal a bunch of game ideas? Well, yeah, okay, they did, but it's extremely hard to come up with original ideas that somehow manage to survive. I mean, look at Turbo Kart Racers. Okay, that's not original, jokes. We have Warlords. I mean, that's kind of original to some extent, ish. But as of now, the game's only doing pretty mediocre due to the lack of updates, and that's one thing that really bothered me. It's just all of these older games just kind of get shit on. I mean, yes, it may make sense economically because, well, what's the point of updating a game that gets 20 people daily? I'm looking at you, Arena Brawl. But then the argument may be how on earth did it get to that stage? So really, I think that Hypixel right now is kind of overextending itself, if you get what I'm saying. My point there is just the fact that you're seeing a lot of these holes open up in their older games. Look at something such as Mega Walls. Okay, I'm biased because I'm a Mega Walls player, but I'm just gonna talk about it since I know the most about it compared to other games. So Mega Balls, back in the day, we could easily reach 2k players at peak time, maybe even 3. But that was really long ago. Nowadays it's hitting 1k is good. Usually we're holding around 500, anywhere between 500 and 800. And it's just, the question arises how did this happen? Well, okay. It's fairly simple with Mega Balls. Really what happened was that we had a big uprising with hackers. Anybody who knows what AJS means understands what we've been through. And it's just, holy. I mean, we've had B-hoppers who've taken weeks, sometimes, a month or two to be banned, which is ridiculous. Come on. There's tons of evidence out there, but somehow they just didn't get banned. We had Kessie actually intervene on our situation and said she would give us an update and stuff, but that really didn't happen. So it's just kind of what's the point of saying you're gonna do stuff if you don't actually do them? Nowadays, closet cheating is the big thing in Mega Walls. You can just do it, get away with it. I mean, look at people like Moto Freaks and whatnot. But whatever. Not much you can do there. If the staff team aren't gonna ban, well, okay. May as well just quit, right? But then again, a lot of people don't want to just quit. It's just, they enjoy playing their favorite games, even if it's infested with hackers. I mean, look at UHC. Despite how many cheaters there are in that game, you still have a lot of people playing it and buying boosters, and that's something that Hypixel has somehow mastered to do. It's like they've given us a reason to spend money in order to get in-game stuff, and it's just, you may be saying, oh wait, isn't that pay to win and stuff? Well, okay, no. They've done it in a very, I don't want to say sneaky, but cunning way. Oh, I probably should have mentioned I was sick. Sorry about that. Yeah, so network boosters are basically buying coins. It's like you pay, what, maybe 7 USD, 10 USD, something relatively cheap. And you unlock triple coins for everyone in a certain game mode. Now, whenever anybody tips you, easiest way to do this is for /tip all, or you just have auto tip if you like that life. And then you get coins. So really, it's like, the argument there is that, well, nobody has to tip anybody else, which is completely true. Like, we could just have people, if everyone just stopped using auto tip, or everyone just didn't use /tip for all for a day, you wouldn't get any coins. But obviously, that's not going to be the case, because you get free stuff from this. So that's one of like Hypixel's probably biggest successes in my opinion. I mean, although the monetary value may not actually be too much, since boosters, the price of boosters has like deflated from what it used to be. Sorry again. But anyway, since the prices have like, gone down drastically, they're earning a lot less than they could have been, especially with the fact that they introduced, they merged like what, 6 or 7 games, something, a large number of games into the classic lobby, and they made one booster for that. So instead of like 7 different games you would have to buy, you just buy one. So yeah. But either way, that's just like one of the few motivators that you have. It's like, why on earth are people willing to spend money just to get in-game stuff? It's like, most people wouldn't get it, but it's just, that's the kind of thing that Hypixel has. That's what makes it strong right now. The fact that people will care enough to dedicate their real life resources into these mini games, and it's insane. I used to do it as well, and I can perfectly understand how people are just driven by that thing, but at the same time, you come to realize that it really isn't worth it, but by then it's too late. And this works perfectly for Hypixel because of their audience. Their audience are designed for like what, mainly smaller kids. I don't want to say, okay, no, not smaller, maybe younger, but basically anyone between the ages of like 10 and mid-teens. That's like their target audience, and that's when we're making like the worst decisions in our life. Okay, maybe not completely. We're not like choosing to join a gang at that age, hopefully not, but it's the same idea. Ish. But anyways, you really start to see that Hypixel has like, they don't really care as much about certain things anymore. Back in the day, we used to have actual official in-game events, such as like the Walls tournament and the Mega Walls tournament. Well, what a coincidence, both wall games, but just allow it. And on top of that, we had plenty of God games and other kinds of stuff. Nowadays, we have, okay, sometimes Vinny 8-Ball or something, I think that's his name. He's an admin. I don't really know what he does, but I've heard he's held arcade events every now and then, as well as the fact that I'm forgetting something. Oh, what is this? As well as the Lobby 1 shenanigans in is it Skywars? Yeah, it's Skywars. It has to be Skywars. So apart from that, you don't really have much interaction with the officials. Like, you'll see helpers and mods every now and then, but it's not like a big competition or anything nowadays. And that kind of just, that's like a rip on the whole ideology of the competitive fan base on Hypixel. I mean, back in the day, we used to have GVGs and Mega Balls all the time. Every single like weekend, we would have maybe 1 or 2. Okay, maybe not every single weekend, but it was pretty frequent. And that really just ended once people just started kind of cheating in them. Now, not necessarily using hacks, but just like, oh, we're gonna, bring an extra team member or something, or we're just gonna get everyone from this OP guild to join ours for like 1 GVG. And, well, yes, that really doesn't have anything to do with Hypixel and their staff or whatever, but it's like, they also contributed to the issue. It's like, by not really taking authority and properly banning cheaters when, they really should be banned, everyone just starts to cheat, because they're like, well, if everyone else is hacking, what's the point of me not hacking? And I mean, it's kind of sad in a way, but it's perfectly understandable as well. I mean, that's why I don't really play Mega Balls as much as I used to. Back in the day, I'd be grinding coins every single weekend and whatnot. Now that's not really the case. I'll just come over, get my daily rewards once or twice, and it's just like, boom, okay, that's enough Hypixel for 1 weekend. Because I don't want to deal with fighting all the cheaters, but I also don't feel like cheating as well. It's one of those terrible situations to be in, where you see your favorite game being ripped to shreds, but you can't really do anything about it, and you know for a fact that nobody else is going to do anything for it. That's something that strikes, like, close to home. So, yeah, I guess it's just kind of like, I'm disappointed in how Hypixel has really treated most of the older games. Anything that's not Skywars or Bed Wars, to be honest, or the PTL. But at the same time, it is understandable, because Hypixel ultimately is a company. They need to make money, and the easiest way to do this is by simply investing in new games and whatnot. While yes, they will be looking down and like disregarding the older community and older games, but at the same time, what they need as of now is to maintain their player base, and the easiest way to do that is just to reel in more new players. Because look at us veterans, we bring about almost equal value to like a random new player, just because of like what we're gonna spend and whatnot. Companies will always look for new customers over their old customers. That's the fact. Because, well, the old customer, although they're loyal and whatnot, they've already bought like a majority of things they can from you. I mean, look at me. I already have MVP Plus. I'm never going to buy a rank upgrade. And since I've been here for so long, like, okay, this is probably just me, but it's more like I really don't have a reason to spend for network boosters anymore, because I know how to get coins in games. But a new player doesn't know how to do that, so sometimes they need that, handicap or whatnot. As well as the fact that, like, well, they're gonna buy ranks. And ranks do add a lot of money to Hypixel's pockets, even if they're at fairly cheap prices. Like, MVP Plus nowadays is nowhere close to the original price. Like, it used to be $150. What is it now? I'm not sure. I think it's like $50, something like that. So the price has been like cut by like 66%. It's ridiculous, but at the same time, this is their marketing strategy. They slowly change themselves so they become more affordable for everyone. But at the same time, then everyone becomes more generic to them. It's not like a single person has as much value as they used to on the network, and that's something I don't like. But it's hard to... I mean, it's to be expected, I suppose. After all, Hypixel is a company. They have to make money somehow. And, well, they appear to be doing a good job about it. Now, I do wonder what their standalone game is going to introduce to the playing field, because they haven't really released many details or whatnot, but they have dedicated a decent amount of funds. Last time they mentioned they had like put 1.9 million USD towards this game, which is quite a bit considering the fact that they don't really need to make their own standalone game, but they're doing it because they want to. So, well, I guess that's basically everything I wanted to say today. I mean, it's unfortunate to see how Hypixel has changed in some sorts, but it's also nice to see how it's become big, and there's a lot of choice for everyone. It's just, you feel a lot less appreciated nowadays compared to the old old times. Anyways, I guess that's enough of me ranting. Hope you have a great day, everyone, and see ya.